What if I told you that you have a kind of superpower? One that can totally shape everything from your relationships to your career. Well, you do, and it's called persuasion. It's this invisible force that helps us connect, cooperate, and just plain get things done. And today, we're going to unlock it. Come on, we've all been there, right? You get into a tiny disagreement that somehow just blows up into this major battle of wills. It seems so trivial, but believe it or not, these little moments, they reveal a whole lot about how we communicate. So let me tell you this quick story from our source material. It's about a super simple request that actually turns into a masterclass in getting what you want, without ever having a fight. Okay, so picture this. A father needs toothpaste. He asks his son to grab it. But instead of just, getting it, the son totally deflects. He pivots the conversation to a much bigger problem, asking, well, how do we keep this from happening again? That's a classic move, isn't it? He's turning a simple chore into a whole fight about responsibility. Now, this is where it gets absolutely brilliant. Instead of pushing back, the father does the exact opposite. He concedes. He just looks at his son and says, "You're right." And just like that, poof, all the tension is gone. The son feels heard, he feels validated, and honestly, he feels like he just won the whole debate. And with that amazing feeling of victory, the son happily trots off to get the toothpaste. So let me ask you, who really won here? I mean, yeah, the son won the argument, but the father achieved his goal. And that difference? Well, that's the core of what we're talking about today. And that story just perfectly illustrates the fundamental difference between fighting to win and persuading to get a result. They are two totally different mindsets, and they have wildly different outcomes. The contrast is pretty stark when you lay it out. When you're fighting, your whole goal is just to win, right? And you usually do that by blaming someone or proving they're wrong. But with persuasion, the goal is a specific result. You get there through cooperation, through solutions, by making the other person want to agree with you. One approach just creates conflict. The other one creates a real consensus. Now, this art of persuasion, it has a formal name, rhetoric. And let's be super clear, this is not about manipulation. It's the skill of using language effectively to influence people, to solve problems, and to communicate clearly. There's a reason it's been studied for thousands of years. It's because it works. I absolutely love this quote from the source material. Once you start to understand rhetoric, you really do begin to see these invisible patterns of influence all around you, in ads, in politics, even in your own family. It's like a secret code to human interaction is suddenly revealed to you. It's a total game changer. So how do we actually get good at this? Well, for that, we can turn to a playbook that's over 2,000 years old from the philosopher Aristotle. And his ideas are all about building the foundation for any successful persuasion: trust. Aristotle basically argued that to be truly persuasive, a speaker needs to project three essential qualities. If your audience doesn't see these in you, it doesn't matter how clever your words are. They're just going to fall flat. It really boils down to a three-part checklist. First up is virtue. Does the audience believe you share their values? Do they think you're a good person? Second, practical wisdom. Do you seem like you know what you're doing? You don't have to be a genius, you just have to show good judgment. And finally, disinterest. Do you seem to have the audience's best interests at heart, not just your own? If you can get these three right, people will listen. Okay, now let's connect this back to a specific technique. Remember the dad in our toothpaste story? He used a classic rhetorical tool called concession. It's the art of agreeing with your opponent on a smaller point in order to win the bigger, more important one. And it's as simple as that. Just starting with "you're right" validates the other person. It immediately lowers their defenses, which makes them way more open to whatever you say next. It's not about giving up. It's about strategic agreement to move the whole conversation forward. So now that you know the basics, I promise you, you're going to start seeing these techniques everywhere. I mean, everywhere, used in ways you might have never ever noticed before. Think about a car salesman, for example. A really good one doesn't just sell you on features and mileage. They sell you a feeling. They use storytelling, mood, and charm to build a genuine connection. They make you feel good because, as the source material points out, people are a heck of a lot easier to persuade when they're in a good mood. And it's not just salespeople. Your smoke detector persuades you with the emotion of fear. A TV cooking show uses seduction, making you desire the food. A luxury watch ad, that's not about telling time. It's using an argument of strength and status. Heck, even your cat, when it rubs against your leg, is using nonverbal persuasion to get exactly what it wants. But here's the thing. Mastering these tools isn't about becoming some kind of a master manipulator. The real goal of persuasion, the ultimate goal, is something far more valuable than just winning an argument.
The highest form of persuasion is achieving consensus. Now, this is not just a compromise where everybody's a little bit unhappy. No, this is a shared agreement where the other person feels like the choice was truly their own. They don't feel like they were talked into something. They feel like they arrived at the best decision all by themselves.
So that's what I'll leave you with as you go into your next conversation or your next meeting or even your next silly little disagreement about toothpaste. Just ask yourself this: is this a battle that I need to win, or is this an opportunity to connect and find a shared path forward? The choice is yours.